Welcome. Now we're going to talk about a very important topic here, embedding the information security lifecycle that we talked about into the system development lifecycle for software. So the systems development lifecycle, or SDLC, should embed or include the information security activities forming a secure SDLC, which is called SEC SDLC, or also written as secure SDLC. Now, this is another look at the information security lifecycle that we've been talking about. Requirements, assess the current posture, find out the weaknesses or the risks, remediation plan, how we're going to fix it, implement the controls, test, validate, accredit, and then you go into operations with monitoring audit. And there's a very important step, which is go live after the accreditation. Now, there's an extremely good model that should be used by software teams for security implementation. This is called the Software Assurance Maturity Model, or SAM for short, developed by the world's leading software security, web application security organization, OWASP, Open Web Application Security Project. It's a free open framework, and it's a guide to building security into software development. It's a 96-page PDF, and you see the link on the bottom of your screen. Now, this is a view of the structure or architecture of the model. The SAM overview, it has 4 total areas: governance, construction, verification, and deployment. You may not be able to see this diagram very clearly. And then under each of those areas, governance, construction, verification, and deployment respectively, we have 3 activities, which we'll look at shortly. So there are 4 critical business functions at the top layer in the hierarchy for SAM. For each business function, there are 3 security practices. And for each security practice, there are 3 maturity levels as objectives, and this actually gives you a method to assess. There's a checklist and a scoring mechanism, and you can really assess your software security posture and give it a number, a number, or rate the maturity level. So the Software Assurance Maturity Model, SAM, is an open framework to help organizations formulate and implement a strategy for software security that is tailored to the specific risks facing the organization. And let's look at each of the individual business functions. We have governance. It has 3 practices: strategy and metrics, education and guidance, and policy and compliance. And we'll look at all of these individually as well. And then you have construction, which is a business activity. And then it has security requirements, threat assessment, and secure architecture. And then under the top hierarchy, we have verification, which is a bit like our validation and testing. And here we have design review, security testing, and code review. And then finally, you have deployment. And here, under practices, you have environment hardening, vulnerability management, and operational enablement. Now, as far as the maturity levels are concerned, each of the 12 security practices has 3 defined maturity levels and an implicit starting point at 0. So if when you start off, you're at 0. The details for each level differ between the practices, but they generally represent the following. So here are the 3 levels, or the 4 levels. 0 is the starting point. And 0 actually means that it's an implicit starting point representing activities in the practice being unfulfilled. Number 1 would be initial understanding and ad hoc provision of security practice. So you've made some progress. Number 2, increase efficiency and or effectiveness of the security practice. Number 3, comprehensive mastery of the security practice at scale. So the SAM document available on the OWASP, Open Web Application Security Project website, is an excellent model, and it has the following 4 sections in the 96 pages. Understanding the model, the first section. Applying the model is the second one. Security practices, it goes into further depth, is the third one. And then it has a case study at the end as well. It's an exceptional model, and we should really start using this in the software world, because security implementation in the software world is actually very difficult. And it's very useful to have such a detailed, thorough, and mature model like SAM. That's all that we have for this module. Thank you.